LamboPlace.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the Trumpet International Racing E-Series. We're here for Tyre's Round 1 post-race show, and boy, do we have an exciting race that we've had, well, exciting two races that we've had over the course of last Friday. I'm your host for this evening, Max Palmer. With me in the studio is Encik Budi. Apa khabar?
I'm good, Max. I'm good. And I am really excited for this, the whole highlight and the post-race of this first race.
Yeah, it's really quite an exciting event indeed. Special thanks, of course, before we start, goes out to all of our sponsors there. Thank you so very much to LamboPlace Malaysia, Malaysia's #1 online platform. With their 5G guarantee, you won't go wrong. And also, special thanks goes out to our co-sponsors, Stratus and Excitix. And this event being organised by Trumpet, Adrenaline Impact and Vertex Esports, along with our media partners, Galeri Kereta and Drive Safe and Fast, not to mention our new snazzy seat partners.
Look at that. It's good.
Oh yes, it has changed our complete worldview here. It's just so comforting, so comfortable. Really nice little seat there. This is actually the Zohood model.
Yeah, so, and it feels really premium actually.
Yeah. Considering it's their entry-level model, but I guess with Toda everything's premium.
Yeah.
So, very, very nice stuff indeed. So do check out our sponsors, LamboPlace, Stratus, Excitix, along with Galeri Kereta, Drive Safe and Fast, and of course Trumpet International there. So special thanks to all of those for joining us. Also special thanks to all the drivers who've made our racing very, very spectacular over the course of this Friday's events.
Oh, that is too... this is the track that we raced last week, which is the Hockenheim ring in Germany, is it?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
in Germany. And we have two different flavors of races, which is one is the smooth and slick, something like a caramel mochachiato kind of things. And then another race is TCR, which is a pure double shot espresso, full of action and bam, bam, bam. And hit it like that.
Absolutely. Located in Baden-Württemberg, it has changed quite a lot over the course of the years. But one thing that hasn't changed at the Hockenheim ring is just the pure sheer excitement. You know, having an overtake going into the motordrome section is something very special, even in a sim. And I guess these guys really had a lot of fun going through there, especially race 2, which we'll get to fairly soon, but that is some seriously good stuff there. Hockenheim, of course, being a very high-speed racetrack, a lot of braking zones, a lot of very tricky corners there. That hairpin caught a couple of drivers out, and well, I think pretty much every section of the track has caught someone out.
That is the problem when you are chasing with a driver in front, or you are going away from a driver behind you. You always forget to realize that, oh, this is the breaking point.
Yeah.
You always lose that kind of things or thought, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You always almost forget what you're doing. You want to always brake a little bit later, just like Max Verstappen was trying to do on Charles Leclerc. That was quite an entertaining one as well. I think we had a lot of entertaining racing there. Even the IndyCars and the NASCAR race over the weekend was quite good. So it must be quite a auspicious weekend in any case. But in any case, we're going to have a look, before we get to speak to our stars, we're going to have a look at the top 5 moments, the highlights of each race, starting with the pro category.
Okay, so in the pro category, we have 20 races, which is fighting for position, and throughout the course of 1 hour races.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of brilliant overtaking maneuver, brilliant strategies and team play.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that feeling of super smooth overtaking action, very much what you'd see in a high-level GT3 race or a high-level Formula 1 race, and you can tell these guys are true professionals, especially up in front there. We had so many really top-quality drivers from Asia.
It fit the title pro.
Yeah.
Definitely fit the title pro.
Absolutely. We're going to have a look at the first clip now, which is with Iman Danish having a fantastic battle with the cars around him, with Peter Key ahead of him there and Kelvinder Singh behind. And, well, what can you say about this? Young up-and-comer really pushing very, very hard there and really taking names.
He battled quite sometimes with Peter Key, which is Peter Key trying to secure the position for Avila Baha is actually from the same team.
Yeah.
And this battle going for quite some time, Max.
Absolutely. It started out as a Hyperbulls versus Indonesia battle, like a Malaysia versus Indonesia battle with the two Hyperbulls teammates working together. But later on, there were a couple of issues with Kelvinder Singh, and also quite an entertaining issue there for Iman Danish, who found one of the legendary sausage curbs. Of course, Hockenheim was one of those tracks that are famous for those things. But through the opening section, it's really very, very tricky stuff indeed. But of course, we have Mika Hakimi. What can you say about him? I mean, amazing stuff.
Yeah, he do a lot of great job, and here he overtake quite sometimes, and he actually take a brilliant line, and it's not aggressive. It's just that this is the line that I'm confident to take.
Yeah,
kind of things.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. And he's absolutely able to just go through there. But of course, there's some fantastic moments throughout the course of the race. He had everything figured out. He had the racecraft down pat. He had some fairly quick lap times before and after the pit stops. And of course, he used his pit lane to his advantage at one point there. Absolutely spectacular stuff there.
That was a brilliant strategy, and that was a good team play actually.
Yeah, absolutely. But as you can see here, he's really quite happy running close, but like you said, just sticking to his own plan, not rushing the overtake, and just an all-round very mature job from Mika Hakimi there.
See, he do the overtaking maneuver around here. There you go.
Nicely done there, using his teammate and using the two team cars around him to try and get through there. That's really scary stuff there. He's with the Blue Steel Racing, the black and grey car, going through the corner there, going around the outside through the Mercedes-Benz arena, which is very tricky. You know, it's very hard to go through there flat out. Try to go through there flat out when you're on the proper racing line, but when you're being pushed out wide by someone else, it becomes a whole different thing.
Yeah, but this is the things that Mika is good at. He very confident with the line that he took.
Yeah.
So that makes him a bit better on that kind of things, situation actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other thing as well, we had Jay Wong, who has come in, and now he's a relative newcomer to iRacing. He's been very, very quick and very successful in Assetto Corsa and a couple of other sims there. So obviously he had the talent, but a little bit of mistakes here and there. But to be sixth in a pro level race for basically your first tournament in iRacing is something special, isn't it?
This is a pro category.
Yeah.
They had a really good time. They had a really good racing and racecraft and a very good line. And he sit on the 6th place, and this is where he do the overtaking maneuver. You can see that he taking inside, and he try very hard to get or stick to Parvinder Singh, which is another veteran driver for GT3 in this kind of races or platform.
Absolutely there, but you can definitely see he hasn't got any. He isn't starstruck, let's just say, going around there, because Roy Charles, Parvinder Singh, there, very very experienced in GT3 racing, but he made it move. He made the move work, very smooth, and to be honest with you, not that many mistakes until he tried to defend there a little bit later on. And ended up in a bit of contact. Not too sure what happened there. I'm sure the stewards have all sorted it out there. But coming down towards the braking zones here, it's a little tricky. The first time you go into iRacing, when you come from AC or AMS2 and you've got the radar, you've got everything else going for you. When you jump into iRacing, it's really a bit tricky to try and guess where the cars are around you. I guess it's the same with any sim.
It depends on your sound cue.
Yeah.
First thing is your sound cue, how good it is, and second thing, it depends on your what we call that track guide, race crew or what?
Yeah, your crew chief. Or
the crew chief.
Yeah. So if every driver has a spotter in the car in iRacing, so that's a huge help through there. So now we're having a look at Simon Sanchez and Iman Danish. Simon Sanchez going very wide there. That's another victim of the curbs, the sausage curbs around here. Even in a GT3 Porsche, they can be very dangerous. You sort of have to you really want to keep away from that if you're in a low car.
That was actually quite fortunate for him because it doesn't have any suspension failure.
Yeah.
Sausage curb might be it's a big killer for the GT3 car. Some things like a Porsche. Porsche is known to be fragile.
Yeah. So I mean, through that section there, and I think that was a story around here in Hockenheim. You couldn't get too aggressive with the curbs because of these sausage curbs. And like I was mentioned earlier on, that's really the special. The special part of Hockenheim is that it was the birthplace of the sausage curb. For better or for worse, and I think they're some of the biggest as well.
It was like, okay, I put sausage curb here, I put sausage curb there, and you guys just choose to eat it or not to eat it. Hit the full of sausage breakfast.
Pretty much there. And of course, we're coming into the pits here. Both categories for this season will have to pit. Of course, not a mandatory pit stop, but the cars don't have enough fuel to go the full way around there. 55% fuel load. VRS regulations for these Porsche cars, and interestingly enough, for the first time, as you can see there, when Avila Bahar went into the pits, virtually everyone behind him came in on the same lap.
And this is where the pit strategy come in place, and they literally fighting for the position in pit itself.
Yeah,
Max.
Of course, if you take on less fuel, or if you decide not to take on tyres, you will save time in the pit stops there. But of course, if you don't change your tyres, you're going to have very little grip towards the end of the race. So that's one worry. And the other thing, of course, is if you short fuel your car, you might overdo it and you might have to do a bit of a fuel economy run towards the end of the race, and that's not fun.
It's more like high risk, high reward kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Depends on where you want to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really very interesting stuff indeed. And so now we're having a look at Mika Hakimi battling with Simon Sanchez here. Now Mika, he's been tossed around here at this point in the race, just come out of the pits, and this is 56 minutes past, only 4 minutes to go. He's only got 2 laps left, so he's looking for every single way to try and get around there. As you can see there, nice little dive, nice little attempted dive by Simon Sanchez on Ayman Haziq. Mika Hakimi coming up towards the back here, and what's interesting is that he's managed to actually go through the pits, give himself a pit lane drive-through penalty, and come out just in time to join this battle so that he can really put the pressure on the MSRT driver, Simon Sanchez.
This is a 2000 IQ kind of play, Max.
Yeah.
And he done a great job sandwiching Simon Sanchez in front, and just to secure the position of Ayman Haziq there.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Simon Sanchez was chasing after Ayman Haziq for many, many laps there, just about managed to close up there. So Mika took the hit. He was ahead of Ayman Haziq. He dropped back by going through the pits there, and I managed to catch up to the back of Simon Sanchez and managed to take that position away. And really very good team play here for the BSR guys. Now, of course, there's no team championship per se, but if you aren't a part of the team, you might as well work together.
Yeah, okay. what people say is teamwork make dream works, and this is what it is.
Absolutely. So there you have. Now we'll have a look at Jay Wong, who was in the pits there, but as you can see, they're coming through. Simon Sanchez still battling through there. Let's have a look at Jay Wong coming through the Motordrome section here. Ooh, very, very close stuff indeed. I think if he had made his decision any later, that would have been 2 total Porsches.
That was actually scary in front. It literally, the car stalled in front of you, even though it's outside, out of the lap, but it's still in front of you. Yeah. Anything would have been wrong if he T-boned things.
Yeah, it looked like he probably braked in the same place as Pavinder there in their race long battle, but perhaps Jay saw that he probably was braking a little bit too late. He saw what happened to Roy Charles there, spun around, and he decided to go around the outside, around the long way around the whole situation there. But sometimes it is worth just getting out and making sure that you drive off the track, you get the 1X, but you actually do avoid the bigger issue.
That is correct, Max.
Yeah.
So we are going to see the TCR race. This is the start, and TCR race give you a lot of action.
Absolutely.
I'm the one who taking the note for this, and I know it a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. But one thing that's I find quite humorous more than anything else. Usually with the touring car race at turn 1 and turn 2 at Hockenheim, you always tend to find a few people getting into trouble there. Here, I think there wasn't that much trouble going through the start of the race. A couple of guys got a little bit close near the back there, perhaps a little bit of a clumsy overtaking maneuver there. But of course, coming up towards turn 3, now your heart has to go out for James Russell. He was leading the race there. He had the pace, and he had a fantastic fight back afterwards. But unfortunately, it all went just a little bit wrong coming through here, going through the hairpin here, tightest point of the track there, and now he got turned around and facing into traffic. He has to wait. You might as well shut the car off there and just wait for the rest of the field to go past him from first to last. And with even a little bit of a mistake there from Abdul Hakim further back there, just getting a bit of a tangle up there. So those two drivers really didn't come across that too well, but James Russell going from first to last, and then the fight back we saw afterwards.
He, if not mistaken, he finished at 6th place, I think. Yeah. And that was when he come in last.
Yeah.
So he, from the last place, which is at 24th places, and he climbed up to 6th position. That was really, I couldn't say anything.
Yeah, absolutely. It was incredible stuff there. So a little bit unfortunate for James Russell there, but apart from that particular incident, it was remarkable that the TCR guys, who are the most I want to overtake you people on the planet, they're so desperate to get past now, and with a 45-minute race you can understand why. It's a lot shorter than the GT3 race, than the Pro race. The AM guys are really pushing very hard there, but it's amazing to see a race at the Hockenheim ring where the first 2 corners of the lap were just wreckfests.
And okay, this is the things that I realized, Max. TCR doesn't have that much power to go overtake when you are overtaking, so you have to do your decision like now or never.
Yeah,
things like that really come in handy, you know.
Yeah, you really have to be able to push very hard there. Meanwhile, a very special hello and thanks for watching. For all of the guys watching on stream now, we see a lot of hello messages. Michael Hafiz ada lembu dengan lembu. He's referencing hyperboles.
Lembu dengan lembu.
So there you go. There you have it. ZJ Shah, Sameh Aizan, and Afiq Fadlan all in the chat there down below. So for those of you guys watching, do leave a message down below if you want to chat to some of your favorite drivers. They quite often watch the post-race show there, so it's nice to be able to chat to them in real time as you're watching this stream.
So next, I think we will have to see the 3-way battle. This is a 3-way battle from the first few sector of the races, Max.
Yeah, so there you have it. That was James Russell overtaking Alif Shauki there, and it was pretty spectacular stuff there, just diving through the corners there. But now we have a look at Munfai and Mohaimin along with Rinaldi Edo. And this whole battle, the famous Adrenaline Impact midfield battle never fails to disappoint here. And you can see the battle, the racecraft really is on par with the pros for this particular battle. They were chopping and changing positions there. Some real nip and tuck overtaking maneuvers.
And they keep on okay, this is the thing, they keep overtaking one another for quite sometimes, Max.
Yeah.
And this three-way battle happened, I don't know how many laps.
A good proportion of the race, more than half of the race, these guys were together there. Leong Mun Fai, of course, being a veteran with the touring cars in iRacing, and Hockenheim also being a very well-known expert in the field. But you could tell that these guys had a lot of time spent in TCRs, because they really knew their way around it. They were really cornering on the edge of grip as you go through there. So there you go. This is Muazzam Zairi, Gascon. For all you Gascon fans out there, this is your man. He's got a huge fan base, hasn't he?
Yeah, he got a few fan base, and this is his debut race in iRacing.
Yeah.
This is his first race in iRacing ever, and he straight go to like, okay, I'm going competitive mode in iRacing.
Yeah,
there you go.
To be in fourth position, really hanging it with Shukran and Shahril Nurafuddin, two drivers who are seriously quick in iRacing. You can see that he's absolutely battling with the best of them. Now, of course, he's had quite a bit of help there. Ooh, a little bit of touching and turning. Of course, this is a TCR race, so a little bit of contact is to be expected on occasions.
TCR is actually a contact race.
Yeah, it's a contact sport, let's face it.
It's a contact race, so it's okay.
Yeah, in the meantime, while all that was happening, you had to say, beautiful run there from James Russell. He was fighting his way through the field, just constantly going up through the leaderboard there. He was in 16th position, like I said, to go from the back to 6th, when every driver around you was desperate to keep you down. They want to be known as the guy who stopped James Russell's fight back, but most of them failed.
Well, you can see how James Russell drives. It definitely sees that how experienced that he has driving these kind of cars, and you can see that what does it takes to be an aggressive driver.
Yeah.
You know, he took like a very aggressive kind of line.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, even his moves and everything else were quite aggressive. You could tell that he was definitely at one with that touring car. Going through there, he definitely knew exactly what to do, what the car was going to do, which can be a bit tricky in a front-wheel drive car around a racetrack. All of these TCR cars are front-wheel drive cars.
Not to mention, man, he managed to drive the car.
Oh yeah, so that was really, really very nice move. Well, not just once actually, but that one time coming through that corner there where he got it properly sideways. I do have to mention he is a ex-rally driver, so perhaps he got a little bit of skill from there. But yeah, this is another three-way here, and this is Abdul Hakim getting very sideways indeed. He may have actually gotten some tips there from James Russell there. He got the car properly sideways. Let's have a look at this replay here. Coming through there, Abdul Hakim trying to go. He's got the speed there. He's trying to look around the outside there. He's going to try his best, but he just clips the grass, gets the car sideways, and powers it out of the corner there. Just a textbook handbrake turn.
He saved it, and then okay, never mind. I just go with you guys. Okay, you can go first. I'm catching up.
Yeah,
that's how it works. Right? Here we can see. Oh, this is actually another three-way races, which is for our third position, and I don't know how many laps they have been going on forever for this, Max.
Yeah, this is just about halfway through the race there. Shukran really pushing hard to try and get past the car ahead of them. Of course, Uzair had that spot. Mohammad Uzair had that spot for so long in third position. He was absolutely desperate to try and get himself up into that position, but Shukran was definitely one of the drivers who was desperate to try and take that away. But it really resolved itself in a rather spectacular way. I believe Nurafuddin Shukran ended up in third place and Nurafuddin in fourth. Zaire dropping all the way back down to fifth position. But it just goes to show you can be leading this little pack for so long, but in touring car racing, you never say never.
Yeah, Nurafuddin actually take an advantage when Shukran overtake Uzai before, and then Shukran really give it all when it comes to, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
and that's how it works, you know.
Yeah.
Shukran, also known as another rally driver for the rally championship and so on. Absolutely. And he really managed to pull this kind of situation out of his hand, you know.
Yeah, as you can see here, you see Shukran going past there. Uzair defending desperately, but Shahril Nurafuddin is right behind him. Meanwhile, you see James Russell again, man of the match there, and in some circumstances in 6th position, but you can see that Sharon Nurafudin battling very hard right now. You can tell Uzair's just been overtaken, and he's going to be overtaken again. Within a space of 3 corners, he's dropped down from 3rd to 5th position. That's really unlucky. But in any case there, that was Han An coming across the line to take the win. And if we have a look and keep rolling the tape as it were there, something rather interesting happens towards the back there. So we've got Han An coming home in 1st position. Congratulations to him. Zainal Hazim did a fantastic job to stay in 2nd place. He's really been pushing very hard there. Shukran, last minute overtake, but he managed to get it into 3rd place. Sharon Nurafudin in 4th. And this battle really took a while to sort itself out, as James Russell, that must be the real comeback. The best comeback I think we're going to see all season there. It's really hard to overtake that many cars there. Meanwhile, a little bit of a bump and grind there from Muhammad Muhaimin and Aldo Ray Balogulan coming through the final corner there. They were really pushing hard going through the corners there. Shami Aizan again. There's all these groups of 2 or 3 cars, as you can see, coming through that section. Now, this is the best part.
I'm waiting for this, Max. I'm waiting for this. I am definitely rooting for this. This is a 3-way battle at the end of the races, okay?
So you can see there, that's Jeffrey Korn, Rinaldi Ezo, and Muhammad Alif Shauki going 3 wide. Not enough space there. That was a huge impact there. And Alif Shauki having to stop the car there. I'm not too sure why, but Rinaldi Edo managing to keep that car going towards the finish line there. And Muazzam almost getting that position there. Muazzam unlucky for him because he had a fantastic race, up to 4th position at one point.
He do a mistake where he get out of pit and then he cross the white line. That is a definitely mistake that you need to look into.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's one of those things. But let's have a look at that replay again. I'm not too sure how a car can be tossed up that high, but I guess it's just TCR things.
This is just a TCR thing.
I've showed that clip to many people from real world of motorsports as well as sim racing, and none of them could give me a satisfactory answer as to how Rinaldi Edo can end up a good, was that 4 or 5 feet in the air?
He continued the race like nothing happened.
Yeah. In fact, the car that arguably wasn't involved as much, Alif Shauki, he didn't look like he had any issues there, but he was the guy that ended up in that situation. So that was really very weird.
Yeah. It's really weird way. Oh my god. Okay, so we're going to see the result for this the whole race, Max.
Absolutely. So we're going to have a look at the AM race results there, and in 1st position there is Han An winning the winning the AM TCR race there. Fantastic run there from the South Korean driver there in 1st position. Zainal Hazim comes home in P2 and Shukran coming home in P3. That's another one of the dirt rally mainstays from back in the day. So it's great to see all 3 of them on the podium there. Absolutely deserve it of their positions. So now we're going to have a look and see if we can actually try and get a hold of our AM class podium position drivers. So let's see if we can get a hold of Shukran. Is Shukran on board?
Shukran is not there.
So Shukran isn't on there at the moment. We'll see if we can get we don't have Shukran or Zainul Hazim, but we do have Han An who is online. So hi Han, first of all, congratulations. Sorry?
Zainul
Hazim. There we go. Last minute there. But we managed to get it. We managed to find you. So P2 there for you, Zainal. How was the race for you?
Thank you very much. It was awesome. I'm actually on webcam as well. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can. We'll try and see if we can get you guys in.
Because of the picture.
Oh, there you go. Fantastic stuff.
With the mask.
Yeah. So like, stuff. I don't know. Okay, the story is I recently made the photo just for fun. Yeah. And then when you guys asked for a photo before the first race, I just decided, okay, I'll just send the funniest photo that I have. I did not expect to get P2, But now I'm stuck with this photo. So hi guys.
Oh well. In any case, we're very entertained by that, as you can tell. But that was fantastic stuff. I mean, how did you go through the race? It was amazing watching you climb up there.
So the race, I was quite lucky at the start to avoid the crash between James Russell and Shukran.
Yeah,
I think it was them, right? Yeah. So when that happened, I managed to get away up front. I tried to stay there, but Han An was just immense with his pace. I could not do anything to keep him behind. He just went past me with the first try.
Yeah.
And then I tried to keep up, stayed within a second of him for like the first 20 laps, but after that I just couldn't do anything anymore. After the first pit stops, he was just so fast. I lost my tires, I felt, but yeah. But I was lucky to stay at second place because I think judging based on pace, James Russell could have made it there if he didn't spin the first lap. Shukran was busy battling, so I was lucky there. So I got P2. Happy for it.
So I mean, that was you must feel really happy about that result there.
Yeah, very happy. Very happy.
Yeah, seeing how round 2 definitely looks a little bit like round 1. What are your thoughts on the Red Bull Ring? Do you think you can do any better, perhaps? Or?
I love that track, but that track, it's much harder to find pace. I think everybody will be on it. Everybody will be very equal in terms of pace. So it's going to be very interesting to see. It usually invites a lot of incidents as well. So maybe we'll see more drama next week, I think. I just need to do a lot more practicing to keep up with these guys.
So how long have you been driving these TCR cars actually?
TCR cars, I'm just only like focusing on it just this season. Before this, I was playing the Porsches and all that. But I always had the TCR cars, and the fact that iRacing added more TCR cars in the last 2 seasons, it just increased the interest in TCR a lot over iRacing, over the whole world. So like every race we enter with TCR cars now, it's always a packed race and always fun. And it's like that in our league as well. Like so many people own TCR cars and they just want to play TCR cars because of how much fun we can have in it. So it's fun.
So that's great. It's nice to know that you guys are having fun out there on the track. One last question: Do you think we're going to see you and those wonderful spectacles on the podium in the next few races?
So I'll be wearing different goggles, when I'm racing. So, I hope to be on the podium again. It'll be hard. Even training with my team with Team Hyperbulls. Shout out Hyperbulls.
Absolutely.
Even training with them, I'm lacking pace. So this week, I need to buck up and try and aim for the podium again.
Yeah, and just before we let you go, I just want to mention that Afiq Fadlan, aka Afa, I believe you're a very good teammate there, has commented and said that Zai looks better than the Velocitus, so take of that what you will. So thank you so much for joining us in the studio, Zai, and good luck on your future racing endeavors.
All right, thank you very much, and good running of the commentary and all that, guys. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now, of course, we'll have a look and see if we've got
Han An.
So we do have Han An in the studios. Hi Han, can you hear us?
Hello. Yeah, I can.
Awesome stuff.
Maybe I missed your first try. Maybe. I had some problem with my laptop, so I'm sorry.
No worries. It happens. But first of all, thank you so much for coming virtually all the way from South Korea there and joining our series. Absolutely means a lot there. Just want to ask you a few questions. How was your race? Did you have any problems throughout the course of the race?
Yeah, I had a major problem in my last part of the race because I was running out of gas. I calculated it wrong amount, and Dino was so hard chasing me. And actually, James Russell was coming up high, so I didn't even know I could finish the race. Yeah,
but
I was lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was great stuff there, and you managed to obviously hold up and get that race win there. I think a lot of us here in Malaysia and actually throughout Southeast Asia would love to know how is the sim racing community in South Korea? Because I mean, we haven't seen much of it from the outside.
Yeah, South Korean community has been a while, but there are not too many members. But total member of the community has soared up after maybe COVID, and we have active member of iRacing only about 100 something, and we're looking forward to race with Malaysian experienced guys, and we are very impressed by Malaysian communities and broadcasting experience, everything. Yeah, so we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to having more of your friends in the race as well.
Exactly.
So of course you have another.
Yeah. So what is your expectation for the upcoming race, Red Bull Ring?
Oh yeah, that's really hard to say because there are many talented and proved drivers, and even the newcomers like as you say James Orcel or Jainul Hajim, Francis Metillo, they're so proven. Actually, most of their paces are actually better than me, and some guys like Abdul, Muhammad, Jeffrey, they are so talented. And actually, some of the new iRacing drivers like Muazzam, Rainaldi, and has such a good pace and skyrocketing improvements even in a week. So. Yeah, as we might all know that it's almost a 1.5 to 2 seconds from top to bottom, so it'll be so competitive. Yeah, I have to try so hard. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you've done a great job there. You now lead the championship coming into round 2. All we can say is we wish you all the best of luck in your future races, and hopefully we'll be able to speak to you again.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, you're welcome anytime, especially with that race performance. Absolutely, A1. Fantastic stuff there. So thank you so much to Han there, and that is our amateur class podium.
Class.
Now we're going to have a look and see if we can get a hold of our pro class results. Pro class podiums here. Just to recap the results there, Shami Azri takes home first place there, with Avila Baha from Indonesia in second place and Kelvinda Singh in third. But I mean, look at the names that they managed to defeat there: Iman Danish, Mika Hakimi, Ayman Hazik, Taki, Simon Sanchez, Afiq Fadlan, Bagvinda Singh, Jay Wong, Nevsky Chin. This is a packed field.
In this race, what happened to James Russell happened to Taki.
Yeah,
and suddenly we see Taki, 7th place.
Absolutely. I think he could be another one who could have a bit of a comeback in round 2. A bit of a Max Verstappen story, you know. Didn't do so well in round 1, but who knows? We know that the pace is there, so I think it's going to be very, very interesting. But now we're going to see if we can get a hold of Kelvinda Singh. Kelvinda, are you on the line? Hello there. Awesome stuff there, Kelvinda. You really did a great job there to get it up to third place there. Did you have any trouble through the race?
It was very heartbreaking to see my teammate get taken out right in front of me. Because I believe he had much better pace than me, and the plan was for him to get on the podium. But I guess that is the only troubling part for me personally, because it really sucks to see your teammate get taken out like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I could imagine what could go through your mind when you see something like that ahead of you. Do you just try and focus and carry on, or are you trying to talk to the teammate, try and get his spirits back up there? What happened? What were you trying to think of as you go through there?
Okay, after we came out from turn 1, I was trying to put some pressure on the car in front. Little did I know that pressure turned into him braking late and then missing his braking point and hitting my teammate in front. So in some ways, I feel like it's my fault. But at the same time, these types of things happens in racing, whether it's real life or sim racing. So the best thing one can do in my situation is to just keep your head down, take care of the tires, try not to lock up, and just focus on the race, because end of the day, these things happens, and we just have to accept it and just keep going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, you've definitely held the line for the team there. If,
That was actually a good team play happened between you and Iman Danish back then.
Yeah.
And what do you think about GT3 in Red Bull Ring? One of the, I would say, iconic place for GT cars there.
Yeah.
GT3 in Red Bull, right? It's very tricky. The braking sections, especially.
Yeah, I tried
Because,
yesterday.
Yeah, the entire track. I think most of the corners, 3 corners. I think mainly first corner, second corner, third corner. You are braking from very high speed. So there will be a lot of side-by-side action in those 3 corners, definitely. The tricky corner for GT3 cars is turn number 4, because turn number 4 is a left-hander and it's off camber, something like the last turn in Sepang,
Yeah.
where one side of the corner is uphill, the other side is downhill. So on a car like this, the other cars, let's say AMG or front engine cars, is very stable through the corner. But rear engine, mid-engine cars like Audi and rear engine like Porsche, that corner is very, very tricky. If you get the corner wrong with maybe too much power, too much steering angle, too much speed, it will really, really throw off the balance of the car. So I think GT3 in Red Bull Ring is very, very fun. At the same time, it's very tricky, especially on a car like the Porsche GT3. But you're going to see a lot of action, basically. A lot of side-by-side and overtakings and all. That track really promotes a lot of overtakings.
That's great to hear there. I mean, once more, congratulations on P3, Kelvinder. Hopefully we'll be able to speak to you again. Do you think you're going to be able to get a few more podiums before the season's out?
Well, I will try my best, but if you guys look at my teammate, after he got taken out, he went so far behind, and he caught up just about 1 second behind me. So it's going to be quite tricky because he's a very fast driver, and I think we're going to, as much as we can keep up our positions like this, even though he had a crash there, but at least we finished 3 and 4. So we were very close. So I hope that in the next race, we both will bring both of us get on the podium, or both of us finish close one position like that, like 3 and 4. That will be something I would be very happy with.
Absolutely, and we all wish you the best of luck and good luck on that goal there. You have to admire a man who sets strong goals and has a good plan.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us, Kelvinder. It's been an absolute pleasure as always.
So much.
So now, unfortunately, we can't grab a hold of Abila Baha. We'll probably be able to get that some other time. But for now, we'll have a look at our Pro Class race winner, the fastest man at the legendary Hockenheim ring there, Shami Azri. So, Shami Azri, can you hear us?
Yes.
Absolutely. You had a fantastic race there to get yourself up into P1. A lot of action going throughout the course of the race there. How did you find the action up at the front?
Nothing much except I had to try to run away from Avila Baha because we know he is very fast driver. He was the champion of LOR in ECC, so I know that he can be something like a great a threat to the end of the race. So I tried to pull away from him, and then fortunately I got lucky that day. I think I did pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this sets up your championship very nicely.
Yeah, with 6 seconds in front, I would say you do quite well going out of the. Leaving him or running out from him for the around that last section. I mean, like the last sector of the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was absolutely fantastic stuff there. Do you have any expectations going to Red Bull Ring? Do you think you'll be doing as well?
I don't know because as you see, all the drivers inside the pro class, we have Avila Baha, we have Pika Hakimi, we have Kevin De Singh. Those drivers are very very fast, and I know they will give a hard challenge to us. So yeah, I try to give my best for the next round.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio, and hopefully we'll be able to speak to you again. I'm sure. Hopefully you'll be able to get a couple more wins in there.
Yeah, thank you. If I get top 10, I already happy. I'm gonna happy already.
Yeah, awesome stuff there. Thank you so much for joining us, Shami, and it's been a pleasure as always.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty, so that is our pro class race winner, the fastest man at the Hockenheim, and
He's still the fastest.
Yeah, he is
still the fastest.
The fastest. Shami Azri there in first position. He did a fantastic job keeping ahead of Avila Baha, and like I said, it may. I mean, I know from our point of view, because we can see what's happening behind, it was a very interesting race there. But for him, I guess he just managed to tune everything out and just focus on
because
the prize.
at the first sector of the race, or the first the first half of the races, he was like very close to Avila Baha, and then he pull out drastically, I would say, a few seconds, and at the end of the race it's 6 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty decent stuff indeed. Now, of course, we have our pit lane reporter, but our pit lane reporter is just a little bit special because Omar Aziz also is an iRacing veteran. So right now we have him in the official tyres Porsche Carrera GT3 car right now, heading around the track. Umar, can you hear us? Hey! Absolutely, it looks like a lot of fun out there, eh?
This track is no fun, Max. This is a mini Butters. This is a mini Butters, I would tell you.
So what's your first feeling on the track? How does it feel out there? Absolutely, it's going to be brilliant stuff indeed there. What do you think about the comments that Kelvinder made? He was saying that turn 4 is going to be the real trouble point for these Porsches.
Turn 4. Which one is that?
Yang belakang tadi.
2, 3,
Last one. Yang tadi.
Yeah, so you have to
before this turn.
The first left-hander.
Okay. Yeah, I think the last sector is a bit flowy, especially with these kind of cars. You need good technique, you need a good setup to actually get a good pace and stay at the higher part of the field.
Absolutely, it looks great there. And of course, what else can you say about the beautiful surroundings there? We need more trees on racetracks, don't we?
Yeah, this track is really beautiful. It has a beautiful sceneries. It has a beautiful corners with a beautiful elevation change. Up and down, the whole race, the whole track.
Yeah.
You gotta kudos to iRacing giving these newer tracks. You can really feel the bumps in the road, and the scenery is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this must be the most accurate interpretation of the Red Bull Ring you can get anywhere on any racing platform. I dare say even better than the Formula 1 games. By quite a long way.
Perhaps that's true, Max.
Codemasters, take note.
But nevertheless, Red Bull Ring is a good track. Okay, this is one of my favorite tracks actually, and I really love racing here, but not with GT3 cars.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still struggling with Formula 4 cars, so I shouldn't really say anything.
You know how hard it is driving a GT3 with this kind of track, with full of elevation changes. You see, when you go through the first corner, you have an elevation change here, and then the corner is actually uphill.
Yeah.
And then you go downhill.
Yeah.
And then you go back uphill for the second turn.
Yeah.
And then you go downhill for the third turn.
Yeah. I mean, now you're on the track there. I guess you could let the viewers at home know about the difficulties of like braking at elevation. Like you have to brake uphill and downhill, and the difference in technique that you need.
Yeah, and especially when you're battling with, like we saw with the TCRs just now, they kept on battling with 3 cars, 4 cars, and it's gonna take a lot of patience and they need a good strategy to attack, right?
Absolutely. So, I mean, it looks like you're having a lot of fun there. I can tell you already that a lot of these guys are really raring to go. Zainal Hazim and Han An are getting their preparations underway real early. They're at the same test session that you're at right now.
Yep. See them on the track.
Yeah.
He's basically racing there.
Yeah, they're basically just preparing for their little battle in round 2 there. But like you said, the TCR cars must be so much fun around here.
Yeah. This is what I love about Red Bull Ring. When you drive some things like snappy and things like very, very agile kind of things, it gets you oversteer very easily. But when you drive something like TCR, you can do a lot of aggressive maneuver here.
Absolutely.
You can jump on the second turn.
Yeah.
You can take a little bit of early braking in the first turn, and then you shoot out early exit there. You can do a lot of things with this.
Yeah. So you can see there, we're having a look at Zainal Hazim now, who's also out on track, giving the TCRs a bit of a shake-up, going through the corners here. And, I mean, it's a very different feeling driving these TCR compared to a GT3 or an open-wheel car, obviously. But around this track, I think it really exaggerates any differences you have with the cars.
Yeah.
Because like you mentioned, with the elevation change and the flowing nature, and the fact that you have to adjust your braking zones earlier and later depending on whether the scenery is going uphill or downhill, you really feel like you're racing on a mountain. This track doesn't feel like it was built. It was just laid out on a hillside.
That's why I say this is a second Butters. This is the mini Butters.
Yeah.
You can see uphill, downhill, over here and there. And when people see it, they say, "Ala, this race is just a race lah." But no, it's hard. Okay, when you driving alone, you can feel it's a little bit easy.
Yeah.
But when you are in a race, it's totally different kind of environment, different kind of adrenaline. You will get a different kind of mental issue here.
Yeah. And the other thing around here is in the latest updates before they brought the Red Bull Ring, when the A1 ring became the Red Bull Ring and it returned to the Formula One calendar, of course our friendly local neighborhood sausage curbs return in turn 1 and turn 2. So, I mean, we know the TCR cars eats them for breakfast, but the Porsche cars are going to be a little bit tricky through there. And down here, through this downhill left-hander, towards the end of the lap there, the curb on the inside, well, even though it's not technically a sausage curb, there's a little lump there that you just want to brush. Otherwise, that's going to shoot you right out towards that wall on the exit. So there's going to be quite a tactile racing experience.
This is the things that I talked to you about this earlier, Max, that the last corner of this is going to be a very, I would say, it's not very safe place to exaggerate your feels or your guts. Because once you hit, that is a small runoff area over there.
Yeah.
So when you are out, you definitely will crash to that barrier.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing as well, there is some tarmac runoff area around this track, but there's also quite a lot of gravel to catch the unwary. And when you go off on tarmac, you get a 1x, you get a track limit violation. No big deal. You just back off and try and get that time back. But here, you've got a real big issue in that, like, say, if you miss the braking zone here, you're directly into gravel, and that could be a real time waster. You could spend a lot of time in the gravel before you get back on track here. So there's still a little bit of an old school feel on this track.
Yeah. It doesn't. Okay, the latest tracks, they have a runoff area with a lot of tarmac actually, but this track, I think it's taken like 1960 something.
Yeah,
if not mistaken, for this track, and it's actually have the feels or the layout of the old kind of tracks, you know.
Absolutely. So yeah, as you mentioned there, Spielberg, the legendary Red Bull Ring, it was launched as the Österreich-Ring. And for many, many years in Formula One, it was the fastest track on the calendar.
This track?
Yep, absolutely. So if you ever wondered where the track went, if you see that massive uphill at turn 1 there, there actually is, and it's still there. You can actually visit it today. Coming through turn 1 there, you see that road that goes straight on?
Yeah.
That goes straight on, and for another 3 kilometers through the Styrian Mountains.
That goes straight for 3 kilometers.
Well, you go right at a corner called the Hella Lich curve, which is taken in 4th gear, so not exactly a big braking zone, and you go down towards the Dr. Torf curve, which actually exits out here 3 kilometers later. That corner is taken almost flat out. And if you imagine in the old days with the turbo Formula 1 cars going around here, it was quite the experience. But the interesting thing is, the second half of the lap hasn't really changed that much. They reprofiled these 2 corners and the chicane, which is the left-right after these 2 left-handers. It is slower than it used to be. It's a little bit tighter, but the rest of it, and the last 2 corners, of course, it used to be one long 5th gear corner. But now it's been broken up into 2 for safety reasons, obviously, because there was 0 runoff area. The barrier was right next to the track, so that couldn't last too long. But the interesting thing is that the second half of the lap really does feel very reminiscent of the old track. Very, very close to what it used to be.
I wonder what the old guys think about racing that fast, Max. All the track that when we talk about track, right? All the track that you are saying that, that track drive like 300 kilometers an hour, and then that track is 12 kilometers, and that track is this track is actually 7 kilometers plus the 3 kilometers.
Yeah. So it used to be a 7 kilometer long track. Now it's only 4, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's one of the shortest tracks in the F1 calendar. I am lucky enough to have actually raced in historics in AC. And I believe we also get this track in the MS2, although don't quote me on that. I'll have to check when I get back. But having driven some of these old school tracks in their original configurations, we were racing Group 5 cars. So your old BMW 3-litre CSLs, which was my particular ride of choice, the Batmobile BMW from the 70s. And I can tell you something, it is a case of just balancing the car on the edge of grip the entire way around the track. It's kind of frightening.
That was what happened when we are in the sim.
Yeah.
But what do you think about what they think when they are in the race car? It's a V10 turbo Formula 1 race back then.
Yeah, V10s, turbos, the whole lot, the V12s even.
Yeah.
Right at the end when they last used this track in the original configurations.
They don't care about their health, huh?
I don't know. I mean, it
they just
certainly
really junkies.
It certainly didn't cross their mind too often, anyways. So Umar Aziz there, as you can see, he's dived into the pits there. He's going to deliver that all-important onboard camera around the track here. Afi Fadlan has also joined the track out there, and Zainal Hazim's out, Malvidijit Singh is out there. It looks like that practice session is getting nice and warmed up. You can see there Afi Fadlan in the Hyperbulls Porsche. Beautiful liveries from all the competitors this year.
So now we still here in the Red Bull Ring. This is going to be our next round track, which is, like I said earlier, this track is full with action. Either you are in the 911 or the TCR. This track is going to be awesome, Max. Just awesome.
Absolutely. So we will leave these drivers to their practice session. It won't be the only practice session they run, but that's a little official practice for them before they start their practicing journey through there. Of course, Hyperbulls will definitely be running a practice race, as they normally do. We thank them for their help in doing that. There's several other teams as well. I think Blue Steel Racing might do something, and a few other of the teams there. And it's great that some of these guys will even invite some other teams to join in on the fun. So there's a lot of practice time for the drivers between now and Friday. So let's have a look at the Red Bull Ring in detail, going around this fantastic track. Of course, you have turn 1, hard braking zone there, and the very long stretch between turn 1 and turn 2, definite slipstream. You've got a slipstream going to turn 1, you've got a slipstream going to turn 2, you've got a slipstream going to turn 3, and you've got a series of very high commitment corners from there to the end of the lap. It's short, but it's very sweet.
And like I mentioned earlier, this happened in the last Hockenheim ring.
Yeah.
When people streaming, they forget. Oh, this is the breaking point.
Oh yeah, they try and break at the F1 breaking point, which
They forget about that, and then
yeah.
and at this kind of track, the breaking point is like, okay, you need to really point the detail out of the breaking point.
Yeah.
Because like I said earlier, as I mentioned earlier, there is an elevation change here and there, so it's not that easy.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. That's going to be exciting stuff. The Red Bull Ring is going to be our next round. It'll be on the 4th of April. So mark your calendars down there. That's next Friday.
Friday, yeah,
Yes.
next Friday.
So next Friday. Oh, sorry, next
sorry.
Monday. It's on the Monday. Right, yeah, because of
Ramadan.
Ramadan.
Yeah. Ramadan is coming.
I do
guys.
apologize, I forget.
Yeah.
So just let our viewers from outside Malaysia know.
Okay, so Ramadan is coming the next Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
the next Saturday. So we are going for a fasting month for 1 month, and well, we haven't going due to the MCO. We haven't go back to our kampung for 2 years.
Yeah.
Kampung is actually our hometown.
Yeah.
So we haven't go there for 2 years. So this is the first Ramadan that we will be celebrating together with our families, members that back in our hometown. So it's gonna be a big festive for us actually. And right after that, we are going for celebrating Hari Raya. But due to that, we are changing the timing up to Monday so that we can let people go back home and celebrate first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, from all of us, of course, a very, very happy Ramadan Mubarak. We will be back 4th of April. So do make a note in your Google calendars, in your Windows calendars, in that little, that little calendar that the corner shop gives you. Any calendars you can find.
Calendar kuda.
Yep.
The horse calendar.
Yeah, so very famously, you get these calendars in Malaysia, which are they have all the horse racing dates on it.
I don't know why. It's not a thing. Horse racing is not a thing in Malaysia anymore.
Yeah, I mean we have some. We have a calendar that has all the horse races on it, but for whatever reason, that's become the official de facto corner shop.
That was like okay, this is the calendar that everybody will give to us.
Yeah. I've got 6 of them, and but yeah, that's our little thing. Get your horse racing calendar out, your everything else out as well. But of course, that's going to be it from us here in the studio. Again, very special thanks to the Trumpet International Racing E-Series competitors for joining us. Hopefully, they'll have a happy Ramadan Mubarak, as well as all of you guys at home, without whom we would not be able to make this work. So have a happy Ramadan. Special thanks, of course, goes to LamboPlace Malaysia online platform. Remember, with a 5G guarantee, you won't go wrong. And also with our co-sponsors Stratus and Excitix, and our organisers Adrenaline Impact, Vertex Esports and Trumpet International. And special thanks goes to our media partners Galeri Kereta, Drive Safe and Fast, and our official gaming chair Tora, which has been, I mean, barely felt like 5 minutes, did it?
Yeah.
So comfortable.
This is really, really, really comfortable.
Absolutely. So special thanks to all of you guys at home, and to all of the drivers and all of our sponsors. That's going to be it from our intrepid pit lane reporter turned GT3 Meister, Umar Aziz, and our producer Kara Alang. It's been thank you so much, Ijabudi, for joining us. I've been Max Palmer, and we will see you all in the next stream. Bye for now. Ta-ra.
LamboPlace